Hello and welcome to the Bobcast, the Orange Street news of video games. This is episode 5, the Nintendo Switch launch special. I'm your host, and joining me as always, my co-host.
Thanks for asking me to be here, co-host.
Yeah.
The new console's out.
Yeah, The new console is out. The Nintendo Switch.
The new console can be enjoyed with 1 to 8 players.
Wow.
The new console has little chips that you put in, and some come with different flavors, some salt and vinegar.
Yeah, and we call them crisps. Anyway, we're not the only ones excited about the new console, are we?
No, the whole internet is buzzing with the joys of the new console.
Yeah, one such person being John Cena, famous for something or other.
Yes, John Cena provided the show with a segment, and I'd like to read it out for you.
Mm-hmm.
So in the immortal words of John Cena, I am certainly a child of the original Nintendo Entertainment System, or NES, as the Gamer Hall of Famers attribute it. The 8-bit graphical interface has truly stood the test of time, and now you see so many vintage designs and content available in 8-bit. I grew up with the start of the original 8 games licensed from Nintendo: Donkey Kong, Mario Bros., which was before Super Mario Bros., then Super Mario Bros., Ice Climber, Urban Champion, Gyromite with the robot. You name it, I had it. I grew up through all of that. I love Super Tecmo Bowl. That was definitely my favorite game. I loved Baseball Stars, which is a title by a now obsolete company called SNK.
Whoa! They're making a comeback, you idiot. They have an Amazon store in America recently, where you can buy exactly King of Fighters 14. Anyway, go on.
That was my wheelhouse. The thing that attracted me most was that you could go as far into the games as you wanted. You could sit down and read the instructions, and this is how geeky I get. You could subscribe to Nintendo Power, which was before the internet cheat sheet. Famous games like Punch-Out, even without the code, Contra, the Metal Gears of the world, even Kung Fu, one of the original 8-bit titles. You'd get to a certain level, but you couldn't get past it without buckling down and putting some hours into the game. That's what I find has been recreated with the Switch.
Wait, is that it?
No,
sorry.
He goes on for 2 more paragraphs.
Okay, I thought that the whole thing was just gonna be his, writing his own version of one of those YouTube intros. The Nintendo Entertainment System came out in 1985 and revolutionized the console industry. Go on.
There was Super Mario Bros., Mario 2, which was actually a game called Doki Doki Panic. I'm floored by the technology of the Switch, and the versatility of the console is second to none. It really is a home console that you can take anywhere. I've seen situations where home consoles can be transported, and it's like a big over-the-shoulder carry-on bag. But the versatility of this thing is groundbreaking. When you undock the Switch from its home console and go into handheld, the controller feels the same, it is the same, and it reacts the same. The screen on the undocked handheld system is big enough to be its own world, but small enough to carry anywhere. I was in the confined living room space where you get lost in the game because I'm playing on the 60-inch TV, and then you undock and continue to play the game. They had this molecular glass which dropped and revealed I was in the middle of the desert. What is he talking? I never once knew the change in environment. It's truly, truly tremendous. It's typical Nintendo fashion. I was playing Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Now, I haven't played Legend of Zelda since the gold cartridge 8-bit versions, so I just needed to pick up and start going. And I did. The go anywhere aspect of the game is incredible, and I know for fans of the Zelda franchise, they're going to flip. I know for fans of Nintendo, they're going to go crazy. Everyone is speculating about how good the game actually is. It's going to exceed expectations, and for a dude like me, a 40-year-old, in April...
Is he asking publicly in this press message for, like, birthday gifts? I have an Amazon.com gift list.
It's like he's a little kid. I'm gonna be 40 in April.
Until then, I'm just 39 and a half.
A 40-year-old in April who hasn't played Zelda since the gold cartridge. I sat down and was hooked. In a matter of 30 minutes, I didn't want to put it down. The 29 minutes beforehand, I really wanted to stop playing. But 30 minutes in, I was totally hooked. Anyway, that's what John Cena has to say.
Right. Well, let's just cut the facade right here. He wrote maybe that first paragraph. That second one is just like, I don't know, it sounds like they just took literally anything they sent to the press.
Here's the thing. The content of this is so charming. Like, stuff like an obsolete company called SNK, the first games licensed by Nintendo, etc. I feel like John Cena actually wrote this and just like researched really hastily on Wikipedia. And that's why it reads like a YouTube intro, right? Like lots of like using the wrong terms for stuff, using sort of like when you talk to like your friend who doesn't know much about video games, who would use some of this language. That's why I get the impression that this is a John Cena original.
That is true. However, I feel like I'm not gonna deny that John Cena most likely took part in the creation of this particular letter. However, I think that he was consulted, like whoever
Sure.
wrote this just sat down and talked to him for a bit about the Switch and what video games he liked, and then used that information to write this thing.
But do you think that someone at Nintendo of America would even mention another company like SNK?
They're not in direct competition with Nintendo.
But then using such inflammatory language as an obsolete company. It's so strange. Like it really does read like a kid's like PowerPoint presentation for his speech class.
Yeah.
A kid who doesn't like know all that much. Like he doesn't know that hamsters going big with arcade archives on Nintendo Switch. It's a cute little statement.
Yeah. I'm so curious about that John Cena bit, who actually wrote it. I think we should start a recurring segment starting next week. Until then.
Where in the world is John Cena's writer?
Ghostwriter, yeah. We could call it John Cena Ghostwriter Busters.
Ghostwriter Busters. Ghostwriter. That was an old PBS show in America.
Ghostbusters was.
Yeah, it was. No, and Ghost Rider. The little he was like a ghost that would like haunt a library, and like these kids would team up with him to find like information and trivia about like famous literature.
Mm-hmm. Was he the son of Bill Cosby and Ghost Dad?
He was actually his father. It's a prequel to Ghost Dad.
Oh, this is some Donkey Kong Country genealogy stuff where
see, Bill Cosby is actually Ghost Rider Jr., right? And then in Cosby in Cosby Country, that's actually the son of Bill Cosby Jr.
And then the real Ghostbusters take place in the timeline where Bill Cosby failed to become the hero of time. And with that, we're gonna have a break. But stay with us, we'll be right back with our Nintendo Switch Spectacular. This episode of the Bobcast is brought to you by Audible, the leading platform for audiobooks. Audible encourages you to go to checkout, go to the coupon field, enter some stuff, whatever you feel like, maybe you get lucky. With Audible, more like laudable.
USA.
Does it though? Because
It does.
you're the offspring of someone who is half Greek, half Spanish. That doesn't
So it's like-
transfer the half to you.
It's like diluted.
Right, it's like,
I don't know. Do you think like as the generations go on, we become diluted enough that the default stuff that fills in the blanks finally takes over, and we revert to our alien forms?
welcome back to the show.
Hi.
We're gonna move along to a special segment. It's a console launch, and we all love this. I can't seem to figure out why everyone loves them, so let's just talk about ones we've liked. What's been your favorite console launch?
Nintendo DS.
Why's that?
Because I remember going to the store. This feels like my mom bought my DS for my birthday, but it launched before my birthday. No, it was Christmas. It launched before Christmas, and I remember being a sneaky little rat. And when she was away at work, I'd go into the closet where she put it, and I would take it out and play Mario 64. And I was probably halfway through the game by the time I got it for Christmas.
Oh.
And she didn't even realize.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about. How do you package stuff in America for Christmas? Do you do it in some resealable way? Because I've never received a gift that I could realistically like. Or did you just find it before it was packaged?
Found it before it was packaged.
But it was still in... Did she take it out the shrink wrap before as she bought it?
There was no shrink wrap on the console. I took the shrink wrap off of Mario 64, but I don't think she noticed.
Oh, that's crazy.
My mother would have confronted me about it. She's the type of woman in my life that would do that. I also really like the Game Boy Advance launch because I just asked for it and I got it.
That's cool.
And then I broke it like 2 months later because I got really mad at Mario Brothers 2.
Oh, Donkey Donkey Picnic.
That's the one.
Yeah, what made you upset about that game?
It was bullshit. I was in like the cloud world 7, and that world's really fucking hard. It was probably that final castle with the music that goes do 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 do, and it was the bit with all the conveyor belts and the I'm just gonna call them the Gordos. You know the Gordos from Kirby?
I don't,
the
but
Mario
go
Bros.
on.
2 version. Yeah, and those really pissed me off, and I would I broke the Game Boy Advance over my head. Over
your head?
Over my head, yeah.
How small was your head that you could break it over that?
I must have shattered like the LCD screen because on the screen was this giant fucking black hole.
Oh, that's cool.
It was actually kind of cool. But yeah, I wasn't happy about that. That was the day when I stopped getting mad at my consoles and breaking them.
I must have been pretty
I must
young.
have been like 10. I must have been pretty young.
Yeah, I mean, I've never broken a controller, but I kept being upset at video games and all until I was maybe 13.
Yeah, a little later for me, but yeah, that's something. When you start buying your own shit, all of a sudden, you treat them nicer.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
That is a lesson of adulthood I have learned. Like I'm so gingerly with the new console. Before the night that I got the new console, I applied a screen protector on it, and then I went to sleep.
Oh.
And that took me about an hour.
Did you tuck it in also? Give it a little pillow and a little blanket.
I removed the tablet from the little plastic bag. I put the screen protector on it in a hot steamy room because I read on NeoGAF that would clear the room of dust, and I put it back in the box, closed the little tab, tucked it in, give it a little kiss.
Read it the instruction manual to Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, I read the instruction manual.
Like a bedtime story.
It is. That was actually also the best part of just any game launch is your mom drives you home from the mall and you read the instruction manual in the car.
I've never had that as a launch day thing because I just had my game shop was so close by.
Mm-hmm.
But I would get stuff and read it when I can't remember the last time I opened up a game and read a manual, and instead of just playing it immediately.
You gotta have the lore. You gotta read the lore right before, so you can get in the right mindset, so you can set the tone of the game. It's like uncovering an ancient tome and reading it, and then immersing yourself in the legend and the wonders of the world. If you're crazy.
Right, I really need to know what's going on in Maximo Ghosts of Glory.
There's a lot of stuff. You'd be surprised. The new console, the games for the new console, do not come with manuals.
Oh, they do not? Not even like a 4-page in total, little flip thing, just a folded paper.
Some seizure warnings. They don't even come with seizure warnings.
Huh.
So someone can get a seizure and sue Nintendo over there. They have little tabs for manuals. I guess it's like a formality at this point, but there's nothing in there. The Binding of Isaac Launch Edition advertises that it comes with a manual.
They should send... Yeah, they really should, and they should call it the Binder of Isaac.
They should call it the Book of Isaac.
Oh, that's good. The Book of the Binding of Isaac.
The Book of the Binder of Isaac. I think it's really funny and cute that special editions include manuals as like a little treat.
I mean, physical goods are now a not luxury, but this sort of niche premium.
Totally.
It's like instruction manuals and game cases are the same as vinyl collecting.
God damn it! Like they're the liner notes of games.
Exactly. I mean, they're even like, if you want to get like within a niche, here you go. There are vinyl versions of game music.
Yes.
And not even always like current game music, but like old like square wave digitally synthesized game music.
Yo, here's Golden Axe 3 on vinyl.
Here's Golden Axe 3. Here's like... So, Japan used to make a lot more vinyl. Like, they've been making vinyls for video game music since like the NES era.
Oh, wow.
So they would make like the Dragon Quest, original Dragon Quest games on vinyl, their soundtracks, and it would be like... One side would just be like... the sounds of someone playing through the game.
No! That's awesome!
Not the entire game, but just someone like walking around town and like the town music plays, and then you'll hear the sound effects of someone talking to a vendor.
Oh, awesome. Like an audio drama of the world.
Right, but there's no drama because it's just sound effects.
That's so cool.
And then you'll hear the battle music and you'll think, oh, that's
Oh,
slime.
he's in a battle. It's like a radio version of a game. Like you
But
put it
not
in
even.
and you imagine playing it.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I found an ASMR channel that was about opening up NES boxes.
Was it someone talking over themselves opening the boxes, or was it just the sounds of the rustling and the
Of the rustling of
shaking
the
and
shrink
the-
wrap, the opening up of the cardboard.
I can get into that.
Yeah,
All they need
right?
is like the smells of factory plastic. I have history of buying a console on launch day and then not buying any games that comes with the system. So I got the GBA on my birthday in, I guess, 2002 or 3, which wouldn't have been launch day, but they got it. I just didn't have any Game Boy Advance games to play on it, so I just played, I guess, Pokemon Silver on it or something for a while, and then a year later I could afford a game, I guess.
It was the day it launched for you. All right, let's
Yeah.
not that. Hey, it launched when you played it. All right. Did you play your Game Boy Color game Stretched?
I think I figured out that you'd like hit the shoulder button and it would stop being stretched.
Yeah.
Yeah, even as a small child, I knew that. Oh, this won't stand. I need a frame meister or something. Yeah, and then when I got my DS, I actually did get it on launch day, but I didn't get any games with it. So I had, ironically enough, I only had GBA games to play on it.
God damn it.
And then it also came with, since it was the original, it came with the Metroid Prime Hunters demo.
Nice.
So I played that for a bit, just kind of out of necessity.
That was the feature at the time. I remember I played that until this
Until
little
2
kid.
years later, when the actual game came out.
I was so excited for that game, and I probably played it for like an hour and a half, and then stopped because it was
just
crap.
an hour and a half. That's nothing, mate.
I tried playing Wi-Fi battles in a McDonald's. but my fingers got all oily, and I couldn't perform well in the game.
Oh. Yeah, but playing an FPS game on a DS is really like the McDonald's of video games, isn't it? And then the last time I bought a console on launch day was the Wii.
Did you wait in line outside of Best Buy?
I didn't. I actually I had it pre-ordered, and then all these weird stories of like the shortages that you would hear from America specifically.
Mhm.
They just never. I
Really?
don't know. I never experienced any of them because I just pre-ordered them, didn't pay anything beforehand or anything. Just showed up there after school, on like a Tuesday or Friday or whatever. It was very, very snowy outside, I remember. Just, got there, bought a Wii, asked what, I traded in my GameCube for about $30. Yeah.
So you traded in your GameCube. There goes your ability to play Game Boy Advance games.
I did actually purchase a GameCube about 6 years later with a GBA player.
Nice.
And it cost me $50, and then I sold it for another $50. So,
Still a net loss.
still a net loss. I did not get the GameCube at launch. I got it about a year later. Sorry. Okay. Anyway,
Right.
so back to the Wii story, right?
Mm-hmm.
I asked what games I asked if they had Zelda. They said nope, all out. I asked if they had Wii Play. Said nope, all out. I said alright, went home. So I didn't get a game with that either. But it came with Wii Sports.
You mucked around on the Wii Plaza, on the Meat Plaza. You watched some You cracked open a beer. You watched the Me Parade.
Yeah.
You think to yourself, that's a good one. That one looks like Obama. Nice.
Clever. Oh, Hitler. Oh, is that Jesus?
Oh man, that's the third one I've seen this morning.
Huh.
You look up the news.
Yep, I looked up the news and Yemen.
Remember the little cat mascot on the news channel and the weather channel?
I don't. What was it?
It was like this little black cat, and he would appear some of the time, and you could click on him, and he'd give you like weird esoteric tips about the channel.
Like what?
Well, if I knew.
I should have clicked on him, mate. He's gone now, probably.
I should have. Damn it! I have to dig up my Wii. No, I'll go to the Wii channel inside my Wii U, and there I'll see the cat.
He's just kind of...
Skin and bones.
Skin and bones says, where have you been?
Mate, did you know you could spin the globe if you press A and B? All I've got to keep me company is this Naruto me that came in the Me Parade.
I've been miserable living just inside this channel. Believe it.
Believe.
Yeah, so, I don't have much experience with launch games. At least not when they were released. I still do have, my original copy of Super Smash Bros. Melee, which was a launch game.
Same. That's like, when like you said, we're bad with money when we were children. So, like, I don't own any of, like, the games I originally had. Besides my Wii, that's when I stopped like getting rid of my stuff. But I actually do still have my original copy of Smash Brothers Melee, so that's probably my oldest game.
Hmm. I don't think having selling your games is inherently being bad with money, especially when you're young and don't have much money available to buy more video games.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that I didn't have much need to have Mickey's Magical Chase for Game Boy, so I got rid of it. I got like $60 for it.
Oh, awesome! You got that from a game?
Yeah, from this meager, obscure Capcom Game Boy platformer starring Mickey Mouse.
For the launch of the new console, I stood in front of a Best Buy. And there's like a little circle of like the nerds who pre-ordered, and they're like, they're speaking high level stuff. One of them said, "I read on NeoGAF," etc., etc. And that was the first time where I felt inadequate to a bunch of nerds. I thought I could socially overcome them. I thought I could subvert their power ladder. I thought I could reach the top because I'm so charming and knowledgeable. But every time I spoke up, no reaction.
Did you just stand next to him, standing up, just speaking up?
Yeah, I just spouted a meme or two, or someone said, someone mentioned, someone was like, "Man, there's so many games coming out. We got Zelda, and then Horizon Zero Dawn." And then I was like, but Nier, am I right, guys? Huh? Nier? And,
Automata?
Come on. Yeah.
Come on. Don't leave me hanging.
So, so the launch of the Tales of Berseria, that came out recently.
I heard this one breaks the trend of Tales of games.
I read on NeoGAF. You're a gaffer, right? Come on. So yeah, the launch of the new console will forever be associated with the time where I wasn't even good enough for nerds. And then I stole someone's pre-order for a case. as revenge.
For a case?
Yeah, I wanted this case because it came with a screen protector.
Just like a pouch.
It's the official Nintendo case for the new console.
Is it solid?
No, it's a little soft. It makes
So it's a
it has
pouch.
a texture to it. It goes veep, 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 veep. You know when you scratch your nails across it.
Uh-huh.
A bunch of people asked for cases, and then this guy who works at Best Buy, I think he was in the Geek Squad, don't quote me on that. He handed out a bunch of cases, and I sort of just stood there frozen, and I was thinking, oh yeah, I wanted to get one of those. So I waited for everyone to get their case until I would speak up and get my case. And as he handed the last case out, he's like, "All right, that's the last one." And I grew really sad. So I went up to the counter and I saw a case behind in a cart behind the cash register. And I said, "Oh, I want to buy that case." And he said, like, "Oh, I'm sorry. The stuff that's behind here, that's for pre-orders, so I can't sell that to you." I was like, "Oh, okay, sorry about that." So he rang me up for my pre-orders. You know, he gave me everything, and then I picked up an amiibo I wanted to buy, and he pointed me towards his coworker and said, "She'll ring you up." So I went over to her. She rang me up for my amiibo, and then one last chance, even though I knew it wouldn't happen, I asked, "Hey, do you guys have any cases left?" And then she brought out a list of cases they had in stock, and I pointed at the one that I wanted, the one that was supposedly sold out, and the one that was only available for pre-order. And I picked that, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I think I saw one." And then I look at her, and she walks across the store back to the register I was originally when I picked up my pre-order. I see her go behind the cash register, reach into the cart, and then I saw her pick up the one that was someone's pre-order. And at that point, I looked away, not wanting to face myself, not wanting to watch me steal someone's pre-order, and also not wanting to be involved in the mishap that was going to ensue for her the next day. I just sort of silently bit my lip. She walked back to the cash register, and she said, "This one, right?" And I looked up and I said, "Yeah, that's the one." She rang me up, and I was on my way.
What was the amiibo?
Zelda.
Oh, of Zelda, Breath of the Wild.
Yep, that's her. That's my that's the launch story for the new console.
What's your favorite launch game? Any console? Like, what did you get with your Game Boy Advance? Did you get Super Mario Brothers 2?
Yeah, it's that. I got that. I wouldn't call that my favorite. Rayman DS.
Rayman DS.
Rayman DS.
Was that the one based on Rayman 2?
That is the one.
Uh-huh. Why would you pick that out of... when there are, let's see... there are games like Super Mario 64? Ballerina Toshinden, you know, all the classics. Why Rayman?
Because I remember playing Rayman 2 on the N64 after in a basement standing on a cardboard box, and I thought that was the coolest game ever because it had a story and a progression.
Were those new concepts to you?
Sort of, yes, they were. Because I'd previously only played multiplayer games, and Mario 64 had a hub world. And so I didn't feel like I was actually like going anywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's not much like progression to Mario 64. It's more like a sandbox.
Yeah, and then you always end every star at the same place. You know, oh, you're back in the castle. Whereas Rayman 2 was like a straight line for, I guess, a straight line. And here's a story. Oh, I gotta go here see Lita Fairy, and then you go and do that. And at
What's
the time,
the deal with Lee the Fairy?
she has a silver lump in her stomach, and then she reaches down her throat and gives it to you, and then you can throw your punches. Yeah. That's how Rayman gets his power to throw his fist. He couldn't do that before.
Is he shoves... Wait, he... What?
I don't know, it's probably a French euphemism for something. Favorite launch game. You know what? I don't think I've played like a launch game that will forever be in the pantheon of like all-time greats.
No, but this isn't about that. I'm not asking you to compare launch games to every other game. I'm asking you, out of the launch games that are available to us in already, throughout time, if you want to pick like Atari Combat, go ahead.
Twilight Princess.
Twilight Princess?
The best Zelda game.
Uh-huh.
That's the one. What about you?
I'm partial to Trevor McFerrin, The Crescent Galaxy for Atari Jaguar.
What do you do in that one?
What do? You fly around and Trevor McFerrin, he has to go through the Crescent Galaxy shooting down foes, and in order to there's a story behind it. In order to secure enough launch titles, the Jaguar it wasn't a very well handled project, and they needed more launch titles. So they were like, right, what can we do to get this Trevor McFur game done?
Mm-hmm.
What's the most redundant aspect right now that we can remove to make it ready for launch? So they cut out the entire soundtrack. And with that, we're gonna have another break. No Man on the Street interview this week, cancelled. Instead, we're gonna have a special break segment, and when we come back, there's gonna be more fun. Stay tuned. And now a poem. I am the empire in the last of its decline, that sees the tall, fair-haired barbarians pass the while, composing indolent acrostics in a style of gold, with languid sunshine dancing in each line. The solitary soul is heartsick with a vile ennui. Down yon, they say, war's tortuous bloody shine. Of death perchance, alas, so lagging in desire. Ah, all is drunk, Bathyllus, hast done laughing, pray? Ah, all is drunk, all eaten, nothing more to say. Alone a vapid verse one tosses in the fire. Alone a somewhat thievish slave neglecting one. Alone a vague disgust of all beneath the sun. Welcome back to the Bobcast, where we put the fame in video fame.
Woo!
Co-hosts, what's your favourite Sega Ages game?
Do you put me on this spot? Super Hang On.
You mean Hang On?
Yeah, that's the one. No, I mean Super Hang On.
Super Hang On, alright. Which console was that for?
Sega Genesis.
There wasn't Sega Ages on Sega Genesis.
I don't know. It was PS2 probably.
Yeah. You're probably right. Here's the funny thing. My favourite is the Sega Ages the Outrun Sega Ages for Sega Saturn. Reason being, there's a hidden 60 FPS mode in it.
Hidden?
Hidden. You had to enter a cheat code. So the original arcade game is only 30 FPS, but if you enter this cheat code, you can play it in smooth 60 FPS, and you get to those rock arches on the easy route, and your mind's just gonna explode. It's the craziest thing you'll ever see.
Yeah, I'll load up my Saturn and do just that.
Cool. I had a thought about, speaking of Sega, about Phantasy Star the other day.
That's more than anyone ever gave one. Phantasy Star.
No, but the thing is that Phantasy Star Online 2 is... it's been going for 5 years, so it must be popular, right?
True.
And they haven't made a single-player one in ages.
True.
So, I think now's the time to make a new one. Just a new single-player Phantasy Star without all the online stuff. They can call it Phantasy Star Non-Line. Alright, new releases for 3DS and Wii U. What's coming up? March 2nd, a day before the Switch came out, Virtual Console was updated with 2 TurboGrafx-16 games. Both put out by Konami because they own Hudson, and Hudson is the only company that matters on the thing, I guess. There are now 7 games. 7 TurboGrafx games on the Wii U.
Just in time.
Yep.
They
4
really put their all.
4 out of 7 were released this year. Yeah. So the 2 new games are Dungeon Explorer and Utopia.
Oh,
You'll
nice.
know.
Utopia.
Utopia, yep.
Huh?
Yep. You know what that one is?
Totally.
Yep, I don't.
It's great.
Yep.
I played it myself on the Wii U Virtual Console.
How far'd you get?
To the eShop purchase screen.
Yeah, shopping's a game to you.
It's all a game.
Not even just shopping, just window shopping.
I'm good at it.
Yeah,
With
it's
my
like ornithology. You just walk around checking off what you see. Oh, there's Dungeon Explorer for the TurboGrafx.
There it is.
Yep. Bit early this year. They usually come around April. Alright, on Wii U. Release date to be determined. Booty Diver.
They haven't figured it out yet when we're gonna release it.
They haven't asked Savior Orion Games. Details. Grab that booty. Take a dive into the perilous depths of the ocean as you seek sunken treasure while battling creatures who guard their treasure while managing your precious air supply. So, do they both guard the treasure and manage your precious air supply? That's my question. It doesn't answer that because all it says otherwise is 25 action-packed levels, 5 boss encounters, so it's probably one boss encounter every 5th action-packed level, 3 difficulty modes, and chip-tuned soundtrack. Also for Wii U, Blue Collar Astronaut. Release date March 14th, so that's soon. Mark your calendars. Fly across the cosmos, delivering pizza, pulling freight, and paying off your student loans. This easy-to-play but hard-to-master 2D spaceflight genre buster will have you literally and figuratively exploring upwards mobility on your way to fulfilling the space dream. A hovering billboard reads, "Launch yourself into riches," and begs you to attend driving education. What could go wrong? Isn't that the Bobsy tagline? That was my own note. Next up, riches. Conquer 40 plus diverse levels using 3 distinct ships. If that's not enough, challenge yourself with 5 unique ways to play each level. Is it just like sit upside down? Anyway, while you're at it, why not drink in the hand-drawn... What? Why not drink in the hand-drawn art and original soundtrack?
Did you make all of this up?
I made up the awful joke previously. I should really just leave the comedy to whoever actually is writing this copy.
Did you make these games?
Play a quick level or stay for hours. We know you're a busy person with busy person problems. I'm taking this back about leaving the comedy to whoever writes the copy. Amass a space fortune as you tackle your depths and buy the shiniest of shinies. This is... And I said shinies, not Chinese, so what shit. And do all that while laughing at Newtonian physics as you orbit bodies and deal with open space. Exclamation marks. And that's it. It does say exclamation marks. Capital M in marks, followed by 5 exclamation marks.
Wii U still going strong.
On 3DS. Bingo Collection. Date to be determined. Bingo Collection is a pack of 3 fun games based on the popular game of Bingo. Is Bingo a license?
No, No, I'm guessing no.
I would guess no because it's just in here, but you know. Take your pick from 3 different types of bingo games. Catch Bingo. Catch the bingo balls as they bounce around the bottom screen with capital B and capital S, collecting the numbers you need to complete a bingo line. Slide Bingo, based on the popular slide puzzle games. Move numbers around a board by sliding them one by one into an empty space. Line up the numbers in a row to create a bingo line. Touch Bingo. Touch the numbers on a bingo card as fast as possible. That doesn't imply that there are any real rules to it. Each stage has different rules, such as touching the titles. The titles in descending order, or touching the odd-numbered tiles in ascending order. Oh, that is a typo. Test yourself for the best scores in 90 different stages. And finally, coming March 24th. It's Mario Sports Superstars. They're making a sequel to that Mario Sports collection for the Wii.
Oh.
I had no idea.
Is Square Enix doing this one?
Let's find out. It doesn't say who's making it, it only says publisher Nintendo. Oh wait.
Mario's making it.
Yeah, Camelot's in the copyright.
What?
Number of players to be determined.
They don't know yet?
They know when the game is coming out, but they don't know how many can play it. And that's it for the new releases. And with that, we're gonna move on to our lightning round. For the next 2 minutes, we're gonna name every single Nintendo Switch feature we can think of. Ready, set, go. HD Rumble.
Friend codes.
Analog sticks.
ZL button.
Touch screen.
Tabletop mode.
Backlit screen.
Amiibo functionality.
Pass.
Gyrocopter.
Gyrocopter?
Gyro sensor.
Oh, I thought I needed to get one. What do you call it? The pointer thing. Wii pointer thing.
IR camera.
Yeah.
Friends list.
Friend codes.
Black theme.
Ah, pass.
Chemical coating on the cartridge.
Oh, nice. The distant promise of a virtual console.
Screen captures.
An online store.
Account region switching.
Oh, nice.
Truly the Nintendo Switch.
Multiple accounts.
You can pose your me.
That's not a Switch thing.
No, it totally is. I've
Alright.
never done it before.
Well, it's better than anything I can come up with. Final one. One more each.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, time's up.
Sleep mode.
Sleep mode, good. Cat does have a sleep mode?
Totally does.
Alright, that makes sense, I guess. Alright.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for staying with us. This has been the Nintendo's launch Switch spectacular.
Hashtag Switchmas.
Hashtag Switchmas. Merry Switchmas to you all. This has been Robert Radio episode 5. Thank you. Have a good night.